The cold wind howled through the trees, wrapping around Edie like a shroud. She stood frozen, the weight of Kiran's words pressing down on her. "It knows what you are." "What are you talking about?" she demanded, her voice sharp with confusion and fear. "What do you mean it knows?" Kiran took a step back, his expression serious. "I need you to trust me. This isn't just about what happened tonight, it's bigger than that." Edie clenched her fists, battling the fear and anger swirling inside her. "You want me to trust you after what just happened? After you stood there and let that thing, whatever it was, come so close?" "Because I've seen this before," Kiran replied, his voice steady. "I felt it. You have power, more than you realize." Her heart raced at his words. Power? I couldn't even control it. "Not yet," he corrected, stepping closer, his dark eyes locking onto hers. "But you can. You just need to understand what you're dealing with." Edie narrowed her eyes, defensive. "And you do?" He nodded, taking a deep breath as if gathering his thoughts. "I'm half skinwalker. I can sense things most people can't. That shadow wasn't just an apparition. It was drawn to you." "Drawn to me?" Edie echoed, feeling the ground shift beneath her. "Why? What does it want?" "It wants to know what you are," Kiran said, his voice low and intense. "And it knows you're different. That's why it didn't attack. It was trying to stop you from using your power." Edie shook her head, struggling to process his words. "But I don't even know what I am." "That's why you're in danger," Kiran replied, urgency creeping into his tone. "You need to learn how to control it before it controls you." "I don't want any of this," she shouted, frustration boiling over. "I just want to be normal." "Normal is a relative term," Kiran said, his expression softening. "But you can't run from this. You need to confront it." "Confront what? My own fear?" Edie shot back, anger masking her vulnerability. "Fear is part of it, yes," he replied, his voice steady. "But understanding is even more important. You have the potential to be more than what you think you are. It's time to embrace that." Before she could argue further, a rustle in the underbrush caught their attention. Kiran's demeanor shifted in an instant, his body tense and alert. "Stay close," he instructed, scanning the darkness. "Do you think it's back?" Edie whispered, fear creeping back into her voice. "No," he said, eyes narrowing, "but we're not alone." Edie's heart raced as a figure emerged from the trees, a witch cloaked in shadows, her presence commanding and foreboding. "Looks like the rumors were true," she said, her voice smooth but laced with malice. "A skinwalker and a lost girl. How quaint." Kiran stepped in front of Edie, creating a barrier of resolve between her and the witch. "This is not a good time, Mara." "Is it ever a good time for you?" the witch replied, smirking. "I've come to collect what's mine." Edie's pulse quickened, the tension thickening the air around them. "What do you want?" Mara's gaze flicked to Edie, and a glint of interest sparked in her eyes. "Oh, I think you know. The power you wield is more than just a flicker, it's potential, and I intend to have it." Kiran's voice dropped to a low growl. "You won't touch her." "Touch her?" Mara laughed softly, a chilling sound. "I don't need to. She'll come to me willingly. After all, what's a little darkness compared to the chaos within?" Edie felt a chill run down her spine, Kiran's protective stance grounding her in the moment. "What do you mean?" The witch smiled, a predatory gleam in her eyes. "You're already marked, dear. The shadows know you. They're waiting for you to embrace your true self, just like you did tonight." Kiran's grip on Edie's arm tightened, and she could feel the tension radiating off him. "Get out of here, Mara. This isn't your territory." "Territory? Oh, Kiran, you really don't understand," Mara replied, her smile widening. "This is only the beginning." With that, she melted back into the shadows, leaving a heavy silence in her wake. Edie turned to Kiran, her heart pounding. "What just happened?" Kiran exhaled slowly, his face a mask of concern. "We need to move. That witch knows more than she's letting on." Edie nodded, fear coursing through her. But why is she interested in me? Because, Kiran said, urgency creeping into his tone. You have power, and now they're all aware of it. As they made their way through the trees, Edie couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of something far more dangerous than she had ever imagined. The shadows of the forest loomed around Edie and Kiran as they pressed deeper into the underbrush. The cold wind whipped through the trees, carrying with it an unsettling silence that made Edie's skin crawl. What does Mara want from me? Why is this happening? The questions churned in her mind like a storm. Kiran glanced back, his brow furrowed in concentration. We need to keep moving. If Mara finds us again, we won't be so lucky. Edie nodded, her heart racing. But what if she comes for me? What if I can't control whatever this power is? Kiran stopped, turning to face her, urgency in his eyes. You can. You just have to believe it. We'll figure it out together. Panic flared within her. How can I believe in something I don't even understand? You're stronger than you think, he replied, conviction lacing his words. I've seen it. Trust me. As they pressed on, the underbrush thickened, and the darkness felt heavier. Edie could sense something lurking just beyond the edge of her vision, shadows flickering and shifting. Am I losing it? Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the trees, halting them in their tracks. Kiran's body tensed, eyes scanning the area. What was that? Edie whispered, her voice barely above a breath. I don't know, but we're not alone, Kiran replied, his gaze sharp. Before she could react, a massive creature lunged from the shadows, a hulking beast with fur as dark as night and eyes that glowed like embers. Edie's heart dropped into her stomach. Kiran! She screamed, instinctively stepping back, but Kiran stepped forward, fists clenched, ready to defend her. Get behind me, he ordered, voice low and dangerous. The creature snarled, baring its teeth in a menacing display. You shouldn't have come here, boy, it growled, its voice gravelly. You've brought the girl right into my territory. Edie felt a chill run down her spine. What do you want with me? The beast's eyes locked onto hers, a predatory glint shimmering in the darkness. You're the key to something much greater. Power flows through your veins, and it's time to embrace it. Kiran moved closer to Edie, shielding her from the creature's gaze. She's not yours to take. The creature bared its teeth again, but a flicker of uncertainty crossed its face. You think you can protect her? It sneered. You're just a boy playing a man's game. The creature bared its teeth again, and in a flash it lunged toward them, massive jaws snapping dangerously close. Kiran instinctively threw up his hands, a shimmering light erupting around him, but the beast was too fast. Kiran! Edie shouted, panic rising as the creature barreled toward them. In that moment of sheer terror, Edie felt a surge of power rising within her, an instinct to protect them both. Get back! She yelled, her voice steadying as she remembered a spell she had heard whispered in the dark corners of her mind. With determination, she raised her hands and recited, Shadows fade and darkness flee, let us vanish, let us be. A bright light enveloped them, and Edie felt the world around them shift. The ground beneath their feet disappeared, and they were gone. In the blink of an eye, they reappeared in a different part of the woods, the trees stretching high above them. The air was still, but the low growl of the creature echoed ominously in the distance. Where are we? Kiran asked, glancing around, confusion etched on his face. I think I just transported us, Edie replied, breathless, her heart still racing. But I can still hear it. The growling grew closer, a menacing reminder of the danger that still lurked. We can't stay here, Kiran said, urgency creeping back into his voice. We need to find a place to hide. Edie nodded, her mind racing. I can't believe I just did that. Did I really just use magic? As they began to move cautiously through the trees, Kiran's expression hardened. You're not just a girl anymore, Edie. You have powers too, just like me. But what if I can't control it? She said, fear creeping back in. What if I hurt someone? That's a risk we'll have to take, Kiran replied firmly, his gaze unwavering. But together, we can learn to control it. Just then, another rustling in the bushes drew their attention. Edie's heart raced as she turned to see a familiar figure stepping into the moonlight, a tall, cloaked woman with piercing eyes. "Mara!" Kiran growled, instinctively placing himself between Edie and the witch. "You've been busy," Mara said, her voice a smooth, sinister melody. "And I see you've awakened something powerful." Edie's stomach dropped. "What do you want?" "I'm here for what is rightfully mine," Mara replied, a wicked smile spreading across her face. "You can't control it, Edie. You'll only bring destruction." Kiran's stance shifted, protective and defiant. "You'll never have her." Mara laughed softly, a chilling sound that echoed in the clearing. "You think you can protect her? The darkness within you will always call to her." Edie felt a surge of anger and sorrow. "I won't let her take me or my friend's memory." "I won't let you take me," she shouted, feeling the energy within her ignite like a wildfire. Mara's expression shifted from amusement to frustration. "You're only delaying the inevitable." With that, she vanished into the shadows, leaving behind an eerie silence. Kiran turned to Edie, his eyes wide. "You did it again. You pushed her back." "But for how long?" Edie whispered, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on her. "I need to check on my family. They must be worried sick about me." "We will," Kiran reassured her, "but we need to prepare first." "Let's get moving," Kiran said, resolve hardening in his voice. "We'll face this together." As they stepped back into the shadows of the forest, Edie felt the pulse of power within her, a promise of strength yet to be realized. This was just the beginning, she thought, her heart heavy with loss but steeled with purpose. "I'm ready," she said, determination clear in her voice. Together, they ventured into the unknown, ready to confront the challenges ahead.